Go back into the design and see what else we can do. For example, adding tabs. You press on tab, we can write the text of the tab, and one of the attributes of the fields is which tab it will appear in. So we take these two date fields, and let's take a look at how that looks. As we can see down on the bottom, we've got the dates. We put in some other fields in a different tab, and that's how it would look. We have another option of moving fields around, so we can add a little more to the design. And let's take a look at the repository. The repository are fields that we've already created. So we type in, for example, dates, and we choose a field, and it will now appear on our form. If, for example, we delete it, we can always go back and undo that delete by choosing it again. And that's the option that we have working with a repository. By default, the framework handles all the database connectivity, connection pooling, and so on. However, we have the option of defining the database table name and choosing the database itself from a list of database connection IDs which we've created. So we do so here, and after pressing on Save Design, we can go back and start adding records to this table, and then we'll take a look and see how it looks in the external database. So we're going to add one record here, save it, and add a few more, and we see the behavior is the same whether it's internally or externally defined. Let's see how it looks in the external database, the hotel change table in our SQL Server database. This is the design, these are the records. So we have that option. We have another option if we already have an existing table in an external database, such as this hotels table. We can define a new table and import that into the framework. So here we're going to define the hotels table, press on the database icon, type in the name, choose the database, and press on import, which brings in the fields from the database catalog. We can then enhance the fields with reference tables, validation rules, and so on. We can also bind a field, for example, to a Google Map API. So that if we go now into this table that we just imported, choose a record, a hotel here in London, and we've got all the information here in our reference tables and the Google Map attached as well. If, for example, we wanted to take this list, look for a hotel in Paris, a 5-star hotel, here we've got one over here, go in, and there's our hotel. Let's go back to the database icon and see how we can define a parent-child relationship between two tables. For example, in the hotels table, if we type in the parent table, the name hotel change, that means that the hotel change table is a parent of the hotels table. So if we save design, go out, and go into the hotel change table, we will now have an option in each hotel chain which will show us all the hotels belonging to each hotel chain. For example, here we have a list of the hotels that belong to the hotel chain, and if we went into a form, we would have a button on top that'll do the same. So we can do it from the form or from the list. We also have an audit on every single change that's been done to our table. So for example, if we look at this record here in the campaigns table and we did some change here, we can save it, go back, and go into the audit option where we can see the record, the before and after image of what has changed, so that we can know who's done what and when to all the records in all our tables. And lastly, we have an option of working with JSON files so that we can, on one hand, get the script that's created this table, and if, for example, we've had this script created externally, we can import it, create a new table, and then in this window paste in the script and type in run script, and we have the exact same table.